To go into the office or not go into the office? That is the question. One of our clients hired a lead DBA who was out of state, who was planning to relocate during the pandemic. However, when the time came, the DBA did change their mind and said they were unwilling to relocate. So the client now had the issue of having to find somebody new to fill this key role. So Jody, can you tell me a little bit about what they were looking for and then some of the challenges that they faced?
Yes. So they thought the lead DBA should be somebody who could come on site and in a hybrid type role. So not every day. And they needed somebody who had hands-on SQL Server performance tuning, and they needed somebody to really deeply analyze issues and also know when they needed to reach out to their partners in engineering. Another thing they were going to be responsible for is managing the MSP provider. I was told that the previous year they had 10,000 tickets in the SQL space alone. So this person would have to handle any of the issues that the MSP could not solve. So it was really important. And they also had a lot of interaction with senior management. So this person had to be like technical with great interpersonal skills.
I see. So it wasn't only that they had to come in to the office, which could sometimes be an issue now with everybody wanting to be fully remote, but they also had to have some other skills on top of it that made it a little more difficult to fill this role.
That's right. There's a lot there.
I see. So was there anything else that you found that was a little bit of an issue or a little bit of a challenge when trying to fill this role?
Right. Well, initially, the client wanted to fill this role themselves to do their own recruiting, and they were looking for several months. So I wanted to dive in deeper to say, like, right, why haven't they filled it? They had like five people that they were interviewing, and two decided to drop out. So I said, what was the issue there? And the issue, we uncovered that it was more of an operations role, and that was not something that was initially expressed in the recruiting portion. So people were surprised to find that out. And also, possibly the hybrid portion wasn't emphasized enough, or people were just changing their minds. But those were really the two main issues.
I guess it really shows the importance of being able to figure out exactly why the role isn't being filled and to actually set expectations because you're really everybody's time is getting wasted if they're not going to like emphasize what this role is and if you have to really go into the office, people feel strongly about that. So
Yes.
yeah, so what was the process like?
Well, we sort of quickly found three candidates, and they submitted two of them. And one of the candidates, especially one that they ended up hiring, they really gave great feedback after the interview. They said he would like just right in the interview, he was able to express these skills like that. He was a good problem solver, good collaboration skills, really articulated the challenges and how he solved them. So they really liked his interpersonal skills, and his technical skills were top notch as well. So luckily, they brought him through the process, and for about like submittal to start for him was about 2.5 months, and that was a three interview process. So that's really not bad time wise.
Yeah, right, that's right. Sometimes those type of roles they could go on for months and by the time the client makes a decision to hire, they're gone. So that
Right.
is important. So how to work out with the project? What sort of was the finality?
Well, what was so interesting is the manager, unsolicited, sent me a text that said, this person is working out well and he's definitely an asset to the organization. So I, of course, called him right away to find out more details of how he was able to help them. So he said about our SQL DBA, he's a really smart guy. He's not afraid of digging in, putting sleeves up, and figuring stuff out. It's been a really good relationship. And just when I delved in a little bit deeper about that, um, one thing that the SQL DBA was able to solve for them is they never had the resources to do periodic capacity planning. And they were initially they would just reach out when people needed more storage. And he found a way to forecast this quarter by quarter. So they were very excited. He's also diving in to help with the technical debt that they have. They want to upgrade some of their SQL to 2022. So he's really been able to focus on that.
What I also was very thrilled about is that the manager had actually called to offer us another role to try to fill. And this was something that the manager said. He said, "This is something that you can help with now, remembering that you got us the SQL DBA, and that was a knock it out of the park hire." So that was very satisfying.
Yes, we were thrilled to get that feedback and that they wanted us to put more good people on their team based on what a great job he did.